Hi, it's me, Burbingish, and welcome to the Fadetrimmer oath showcase. This oath recently just became obtainable, like, today, and before we get into the moves, let me tell you guys how I got it, right? So this week, this week's update, right, it actually added barbers to the guild base, like how Agamatsu said it would happen, right? Alright, so I went to ask him, right? I went to ask the barber at my guild base, yo, can I be a fade trimmer? And he this is what he said, right? This is word for word what he said. With that primitive stiletto, oh hell no, get the hell out of my face. And then he kicked me out of my own guild base. It was actually crazy. Like I was like, oh, I'm not about to take that disrespect, right? And I was like, primitive stiletto. He probably wants me to get scissors, right? So I went to Duke's dungeon, beat him up, right? I beat up Duke. He dropped his special pristine pair of scissors, right? And that's how Duke gets his haircut, right? His slick shaved back haircut. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, that it was like Duke's very own like fancy scissors that I'm holding right here. You actually have the requirements for this is actually 20 light weapon and 60 charisma, by the way. I forgot to mention. So yeah, I got his scissors. I go back to the barber, right, and I go through the usual steps like how Agamatsu described it, and then like after that I got the oath, which gave me this little thing right here. So now all I had to do, right, was get the moves. Alright, so the first thing I did, right, was fade up a corrupted thunder called Squibbo. Like half of the effort was actually just finding the Squibbo. So here's the first move that I got from fading him up. This one's called Stylish Slice. And it just summons like a big pair of scissors in front of me and does like pretty heavy damage actually. It actually knocks down instead of like throwing someone back like how it would like strong left. It's pretty actually kind of busted, to be honest. It has a pretty quick windup. Alright, for the next couple mantras, right, these are actually like kind of supportive status effect type mantras, right? And I actually needed someone to help me demonstrate, so I brought my friend Elijah Ituri here. As you can see here, his haircut's looking like The Last Guest, looking like he just survived like some noobs versus guest wars or some crap, and I'm here to fix that. So so all I have to do, right, is hover my mouse over him and use the fresh fade mantra. Boom. You see? I gave him like a clean haircut right here. Pretty nice, right? I actually had to fade a prima donna for this one, right? It wasn't any like regular prima donna, right? I actually had to sacrifice 3 mirrors inside of the prima donna on fire, right? And it spawned a special prima donna that I can like talk to. Well, anyways, this haircut actually grants them like passive golden tongue, so even if they have no charisma, they can use golden tongue with this haircut. They also get 20% damage resistance plus 10% damage. Overall, pretty solid mantra, and it's pretty spammable actually. So you can just put it on all your teammates if you like. Alright, for this next mantra, I actually had to give Lord Regent, yes, Lord Regent at Etris a haircut, right? This one is called Sinister Snip. And here, let me show you. You put your cursor on him again. Boom. Now, you see right here, he has like a little curly haircut. He gets like plus 50 damage vulnerability, 50% damage vulnerability, really busted. And if you put sparks on it, he actually gets different haircuts and have different downsides. But this one's by far the most overpowered right now. Here, let me show you guys the new spark variants. Alright, for this variant, he actually just loses the ether bar like this. The ether bar just stops existing on his screen. It's gone. And he basically just can't use mantras anymore. So it's like a permanent tranquil circle, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, and then now we got the, what is this, Friday Night Funkin' like hat thing looking. You actually lose blood at about a 10 times rate, right? So if you fight a dagger user, you're dead. And for this one, you actually lose 20% walk speed. This one's probably the worst one by far. I don't know why they included it, but whatever. Maybe it's good for if you're trying to chase someone. Honestly, I would just take the 50% more damage one over it. And then, last but not least, we got that coronavirus cut. Why is there a lawnmower outside my house? Don't mind that. Alright, the lawnmower is finally gone. I can actually talk now. Well, anyways, the coronavirus haircut, right? it actually gives them a swing speed debuff. It makes them go from like, you know, like a medium weapon to a heavy weapon, light weapon to a medium weapon. It's pretty devastating, but honestly, like just the sheer damage you deal with, like the 50% extra damage one, I think that's just why it's like the best one right now. You're probably wondering, Burbingish, what are the passives for Fadetrimmer? Like literally every other oath has like a bajillion passives. Like Jet Striker is straight up just passives only. And I'll tell ya. So the obtainment methods for like passives, right? You talk to like the barber again, he'll tell you like oh, I need to make the golden barber scissors, right? And I need you, and like each of the world bosses in this game has actually taken a piece of the golden scissors when it broke 1,000 years ago, back when the cataclysm was happening, and you know the curved blades were made and whatnot, right? So there's actually like each boss actually has like a piece of the scissor, and you need to defeat every one of the boss, and every fragment you get, he actually rewards you with like a talent, right? Here's a clip of me getting one from Duke. Alright, now that you know how to get the passives, you may be wondering, Burbingish, you still haven't told me what the hell the passives are. And yeah, I've been kind of stalling, but the first talent, right, is actually called Similar Style. So basically what this passive does, right, is if you and your allies have the same haircut, like same ID and whatnot, you guys actually deal 15% less damage to each other, but like opponents that you guys both attack, like you guys have both combat tagged, right, you guys actually deal 10% more damage against that specific person. So it's kind of like a team-based passive, you know what I'm saying? It's actually really good for if you're like doing 2v2s maybe, and if you have like a set team rolling out. This also works on like mobs, right? So it's actually quite good for hell mode if you want to do that. All you have to do is just like plan it with your guildmates and get the same hair ID, and you'll basically just be dealing more damage while taking less damage. It's like tough love, but like, you know, haircuts. Alright, this next passive is actually more of like a double-edged sword more than anything. It's called Obscuring Strands. So basically what it does, right, let's say you just gave someone a haircut, boom. You see, now he has a new haircut, right? But you know the problem when you get haircuts, you know, since all the hairs were just cut, there's still like a little bit of strands and crap falling from your hair, right? So you have to go take a shower and stuff. But during a fight, you know, they don't have time to take a shower. Deepwoken players don't shower anyway. So basically what this talent does, right, is that right after you use like a either fresh fade or sinister snip on somebody, they actually get a bit of blindness inflicted onto them. So this might affect your allies, it might affect your enemies, but it just kind of like gives them like a little blinding effect, you know. It's like kind of, that's why I say it's a double-edged sword. It applies to both allies and foes. So you might want to like watch out when you're getting this talent. There's probably more talents for Fadetrimmer, but I only got 2 golden scissor parts from Duke and Primadon so far. So yeah, if you guys find more talents and stuff, tell me about it in the comments, and you know, if you enjoyed this showcase, please subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys when more Fadetrimmer stuff drops.